Siria Family, and we are very pleased to be here. Yes, indeed. What a joy, what a pleasure it is to be within your resonance once again, dear friends. Understand, as we always say, when we come in this physical plane of yours, indeed, the pleasure is ours. And we will continue to share that with you because indeed it is so. How we do, as you would say within your own world, look forward to these times. Indeed, that is so. And so here you are on the physical plane, you vibrant souls that you are, having a human experience. And we do understand that that can be very challenging at times. And at times there can be love that completely lifts you right out of your skin. And in that kind of polarity and that kind of contrasts, it's where you begin to find your balance. Yes, indeed, where you begin to find your balance. And you would say, well, I don't want it to be that way. I don't really want to have the challenges at hand. I don't really want to have those times that would be known as darkness therein. But let us remind you that on a battery in that way, you have what is called the charging in, and you also have what would be called the negative in, yes? And that's what gets the battery going. And so all of you are batteries in that way. You are all vessels, really, of your own higher self. And so we meet you on this day, this glorious day of what you call to be your summer solstice. And how beautiful is that, where the light on your planet, the sunlight, shines its rays the longest day of the year. Now you have been participating in solstices for many eons, we would say, and yet you come around in this lifetime wanting to gather your resources, wanting to gather who and what you are, continuing to learn how you want to be within the world, questioning yourself, learning about yourself. And it is on these kinds of days, you understand, where there's an opportunity here. And that's why we wanted to come to speak to you. There is an opportunity here, and we are still in the glow, you see, when the sun reached its peak. You are in this glow, and you will be in this glow for some time. And how can you utilize this light, you ask? Well, what begins to happen is that you are illuminated. And so you are, let us say, a bit more brighter. And we would like for you to know that about yourself, that when this light comes unto you, it illuminates you. And if you have a conscious mind about that, if you say to yourself, well, I'm being illuminated, then it actually signs that on. It actually anchors it in that way. And so one of the beautiful things is that the veil has become a lot thinner, and your friends on the other side, your guides, your counselors, your teachers, your spirit guides, your friends, your brothers and sisters within the galaxy can get a little bit closer to you. And they have yearned for this, for what you would call since the beginning of your earth experience. And yet many of you strive to understand, well, where are my guides? Where are my teachers? Why do they not just simply land here right in front of me? Well, that is one concept. But you see, the idea would be that you have come here to grow. Each and every one of you has come here to grow. Each and every one of you have come here to leave, separate, in a sense. Not exactly separation as you feel it to be, but to pull yourself as far as you can, like a rubber band in that way, to pull yourself onto the physical plane. And onto the physical plane, you see, you just didn't jump into skin. No, you planned it. You decided, you choreographed it. You talked with other, let us say, other beings on the other side as to what you wanted to experience. Your life is designed by you, no one else but you. And you have these helpers, you have these counselors, you have these guides, teachers that never left your side. But what is asked of you is just to merely stretch yourself That's all you have to do, is simply stretch yourself to be with them. And that can bring you a greater sense of wholeness and balance and love than you have ever known. In many cases, from some of the beings here tonight, it would fill that hole that is within your heart that you've never been able to mend, that you've never been able to feel completely whole, even when you say that you are in love. And that's not a bad concept, we would say. We invite you to be in love with all of life, with your yourself. And so today, in that way, a day that has been celebrated for eons and centuries and in many cultures, do the same thing that you do, to look up towards the light. You look up towards the light, wondering about yourself. You look up towards the light to receive answers. You don't look down at your feet. You look up. Why does your head go up towards the light? Because the light is a consciousness. And you know that within your subconscious, within the unknown, that's where the answers are. The guiding light. You've even written songs about it. There are stories about it. There are poems, etc. And so you know the light has a consciousness. And so the light invites you to be a partner with it. That it's its main message on the summer solstice, why it hangs around so long, why it is the longest day of the year, to give you enough time for you to make the decision that you want to be a co-creator with the light. No one is left out, even if you try very hard to leave yourself out, the light will find you, because it is the light. Yes, you can't hide from it. You might delay it. You might be able to push it aside. You might make yourself tardy. But the light will always find you. There will always be a summer solstice. You'll always get another chance in that way. And so we meet with you today to remind you of the opportunity that you set in motion. You see, you created it. You wanted a reminder. You are in charge of the seasons. You're in charge of the weather. It's not acting out against you. It's acting in accordance with you, within your own human emotions in that way. And so prior to coming here, you gave yourself 4 seasons. You also gave yourself trademarks, hallmarks, to remind yourself of growth, to remind yourself that you might need a wake-up call, that you might need a pat on the back in that way. You might need a reminder, if you will. And so today is one of those days that it is simply a call from the light to remind you that you are being invited, based on your own request, based on your own invitation, to be a co-creator with the light. Now, some of you feel as though, well, I can't, because my shadow is too strong. I haven't worked enough. I haven't processed enough. I haven't healed enough. And we would say those are stories that are created by you. You are processed enough. You are healed enough. You are beautiful enough. And you are capable enough to start right now to work in tandem with the light. You see, you are needed right now, aren't you? In a world that is changing daily. In a world that seems that crisis seems to be the main staple of every day. And so there's no time for you right now to judge yourself, to hold yourself back, to say, well, I don't know if I can do this. I need to look at that. I need to look at this. I need to process this. We would say, no, right now is for you to come forward to come forward in any way that you choose, in any way that turns you on, so to speak. And we find that oftentimes, when we speak with our friends here on planet Earth, is what holds you back the most is that you don't know. I don't know what to do. And we will share with you, as we have many times, and we are overjoyed to remind you that whatever moves you the most, what brings you to tears, is what you are meant to do. That is your hallmark, in a sense. That is your reminder to show you that you are moved to tears, that your heart is open, that you have responded to the news in that way. You've responded to the paper that you've read. You've responded to a book. It has moved you, and now it is time for you to allow yourself to move in accordance with it. That is one of the easiest ways to find out what it is that you've come here to do. And so that concept is illuminated today. And so look sharply, look deeply within. Don't allow it to be just roaming around in your mind and then doubting yourself and saying, well, yes, I heard that just a few days ago, but pushed it aside. Bring it in. Bring it in. If you have an idea that's out here that is starting to massage your consciousness, bring it in. How do you bring it in? By thinking about it. It's an idea, it's a concept. Now think about it. Then ingest it. Then begin to breathe with it. Then begin to walk with it. Then begin to live it. And so resistance, yes, can be very strong within some. It can absolutely hold you back. Now, we asked the channel to ask you, as she put it in the meditation, she put it in the email, that for you to come in mind with something that you wanted to release, that you wanted to give to the light. And so we'd like to start that process with you right now. To just go ahead, if you don't know it ahead of time, to think about it right now as you've been hearing our words and hearing our sharing with you, as what's been moving you, what are you thinking about, what's come up for you. Knowing the powerful light being that you are, that's being illuminated on this day in this way, what do you want to give up? What have you been holding on to so tightly that you want to give up? Perhaps it's a lingering sadness that you can't seem to shake off. Perhaps it's something very specific, very physical that's manifested in your body. Perhaps it's an old friend that you called out. Whatever it is, physical, mental, emotional, really bring it up into a very concentrated way of what you want to let go of today. And why this particular solstice is so powerful is because it is being followed by a full moon. So what that means is you have another form of light to bask in that's going to illuminate you and bring a sense of balance that is going to bring to you an echo of your enlightenment. So you have two very powerful hitters, in a sense, coming together in tandem, in unison, coming together, bringing to you a sense of illumination that has not happened in a long, long time. So before we get to the moon energies, we're going to focus on today's energy with you. So let's begin the meditation, which is going to focus on illuminating you and you bringing forth what it is that you want to disperse, release, discharge, and let go of for good. That you're really ready to let this go. So go ahead and close your eyes, please. And do what is naturally comfortable for you. If that's seated up, if that's lying down, just be certain that you don't fall asleep if you lie down. We would recommend sitting up with your arms uncrossed, your legs uncrossed, and your feet firmly planted on the ground, allowing the spine to be straight up. And with that, say a very simple phrase to yourself: I'm now giving myself permission to have this experience. I'm going to let go and give myself permission. So with eyes closed, when your eyes close, it's a very intimate time, isn't it? No one can reach you with your eyes closed. It's privacy. It's intimate time between you and yourself. And so take a moment to acknowledge that. And we're going to start like we always do, asking you to place your hand upon your heart. Taking a deep breath in and sensing your own heartbeat. You must be still. You must be quiet for this. And when you feel your own heartbeat, acknowledge that your heart beats for you every day, every moment. You don't have to stop what you're doing and making sure that your heart is beating. Your heart is beating for you. You see, your body loves you. It did not turn against you. You did not do something wrong. You did not get punished. Your body loves you, and it is always working for you. And so take a deep breath in, and now imagine the sun at its optimal, shining bright rays down upon you. Imagine the golden rays. Let yourself see it in your imagination. The sun at its peak shines on you, illuminating you. And with this sunlight, you begin to walk. The sunlight comes behind you just a little bit. The rays come before you. And yes, you see the shadow of yourself. And you continue to walk. And you begin to notice that you're on a path. Look and take notice as to what is your path? What is it made of? Is it made of earth? Is it made of cement? Is there a little bit of water along your path? Do not judge it. Just observe. Where have you found yourself? What kind of path in it? Just take observance. Just take notice of it. Is it thin? Is it wide? Is it narrow? Is it long? Is it bumpy? Where have you found yourself? Because you can only be on your own path, dear friends. You can't be on someone else's. You're always on your own path. We often hear the term, I got off my path. And we say, all right, where did you go to? You see, because your path might have twists and turns to it, but you're always on your path. And so as you acknowledge that indeed you can't do anything wrong, you're always on your path, which brings growth and brings opportunity to love. And you begin to acknowledge that the light is knowledge, but it is truly love. the beings of light that come to guide you, remind you that you are a being of light here on earth. And as you begin to hear the echo of our voice, as you begin to walk the path, you look at your surroundings. Where have you found yourself? Are you on a path at the beach? Have you found yourself a path in nature, or perhaps it's a forest? Perhaps it's a path that you're familiar with, or one that you do not know, but again, it is your path. And you find that sense of intimacy with yourself, that you are the one that's in charge of life. And you begin to open up to the light, that today you're going to celebrate. One of the greatest gifts that come to this planet is the light, because if there wasn't the light, friends, there would only be the darkness. And this is one of the hails of the celebration that the ancients knew. For without light, they would ask themselves, it would only be nighttime. And so they began to learn, as you know, that seeds were planted in the ground and they grew up towards the light. As you plant a seed, with each footstep, you grow towards the light. And way in the distance, no matter where you are, you feel a gentle mist. And you see way in the distance, you can't quite make it out, but you imagine that it might be a waterfall. And you begin to pick up your step, to walk a little bit faster, to get to that waterfall. And when you do, there's a clearing. There might be some crystals, there might be some rocks big enough for you to sit on, for you to lie down on. And you see a beautiful waterfall that's there just for you. And as you take a deep breath and also exhale, you know that you are to go under the waterfall. And so you begin to gently remove your shoes, taking off your socks. Perhaps you have a watch or you have your phone with you, but you begin to remove articles of clothing, whatever feels comfortable for you. Perhaps you're wearing a sweater or a light jacket, because you know you're going to go under the waterfall for cleansing. And so when you are prepared in the way that you feel most comfortable, you put your hand out under the water and you notice it is absolutely the perfect temperature. The perfect temperature just for you. And so you step under the water and you feel that penetration at the top of your head. And right now imagine that there's a light, a brilliant light that comes with the water on the solstice day. A brilliant light, a golden light that comes on this day of the solstice to cleanse you. And you're thinking about what you want to let go of, what you're ready to let go of, what you're ready absolutely to have it washed off of you, out of you, around you. And say it out loud in your meditation. This is what I'm letting go of. Say it out loud in your meditation, not out loud for the group here, but out loud in your own meditation, in your own head in that way. This is what I'm letting go of. You might want to move your hands. You might want to move your arms. You might want to move your feet as you're stepping out of it. Stepping out of it, and the water comes rushing around you. The water is purging you as you lift your head up, letting the water dribble down your nose, dribble down your neck as cleansing takes place. All the times that you have doubted yourself, all the times that you had self-hatred or hatred of someone else, that turned into a lagging hatred for yourself. And without judgment, you just look at those times, for it is about your learning, isn't it? And with joy and a glee to your face, you simply let it go. Watch it, feel it, experience it, washing right off of you. And you begin to realize the power of light, how it's always available for you. But yet, as a species and as humanity, you gave yourself this very special day to be reminded of it. To be reminded of it. Yes, there is a collective consciousness here, and you are part of it. All of the thoughts of humanity come together to make a collective thought. And so you begin to ponder that. And you begin to make decisions for yourself that you want to be part of a new kind of collective thinking. And so bring your consciousness up above your head. Bring your consciousness up above your head. Simply will it there, imagine it there. And through this cleansing, call upon your higher self. Just talk to your higher self. Talk about what you want to bring in. Now you might be thinking, doesn't my higher self already know? Yes, indeed, but there is power in the telling. There is magic in the sharing. There is power in your voice, your body, letting that vibration out in the spoken word. And as you talk to yourself, letting it come out of yourself, knowing that your higher self is listening, you begin to program yourself for illumination. I have let go of this. I'm standing under the waterfall. I feel it running down my legs. I feel open. I feel ready. And as a result, I want to draw in this. I want to create this kind of miraculous reality for myself beyond my wildest dreams. I see myself acting in accordance with this. I see myself responding like this. I see myself feeling like this. And because I have the power of you, higher self, with me, I know this is attainable. The time of day has changed. And you notice that it's now dusk. Yes. You've been under the waterfall longer than you have thought. Part of you wants to get out of the water now and lie down. The crystals and rocks and tree bark morph themselves into the perfect lounge for you. As you walk out of the waterfall, you begin to notice the water reduces its strength, becomes a little quieter. And you know to yourself that the power of that water when you were underneath it was just for you. And so now you walk out and you begin to lie down. The time of day has changed. And it is night now. But a brilliant night. And you begin to get a little weary, a little bit tired. And as you lie down, you realize there is a very inviting, intoxicating full moon just behind you. And the full moon has a very brilliant light, a little bit of an iridescent. The moonlight, the full moonlight, cannot be replicated by human hand. And so the mystical quality of the unknown speaks loudly to this full moon. That which you do not know, but you sense. And this power comes a little bit closer to you. Begins to pivot, to circle around. Now, the full moon is right before you, deep into the night sky. The aura around the moon is strong, is powerful, and you recognize it. And as your weary eyes realize, you begin to feel gratitude for this life that you have incarnated in. You begin to conjure up the notion that, well, maybe I do have self-love for myself. To be aware of these concepts, to be aware enough to allow myself to participate, and to know that I want to be part of a world that is birthing itself new. Your sun knows this, your moon knows this, and they come to offer you assistance. Relishing with your time with the sun. You hold that in your body. You hold those rays in your body, and your body looks a little bit brighter to you. And now you gaze up at the moon. And you begin to draw in her light, drink it in, exposing to you what you do not know about yourself. That which is hidden is now being revealed. You might get concepts, new ideas, new thoughts coming in about who you are and where you are going. Just let it come in as a currency of communication. Don't judge it. Don't doubt it. Don't try to figure it out. Let the download just happen, just occur. There's a flood of information coming in. Just allow it. Drink it in. Let it absorb into your tissues. Let it absorb into your cells, your muscles. A beautiful orchestration of these two powerful allies to Earth come together just a day and a half, 2 days to work their magic with you in their potency, offering to you a chance for your own potency to reach a height that it never has before. And so you drink it in and you begin to imagine yourself a little bit different. You begin to think of yourself a little bit different. You see, one of the first laws of manifestation is you've got to imagine it. You've got to bring it in some way to your electrical field. And so what do you want to create? What do you want to bring into your life with this moonlight streaming in? Like a spotlight shining right on you. What is it that you want to create for yourself? that you want to receive, to draw in? Think about it. Feel it. Breathe with it. And hold the vision like a box between your hands and hold it up. Hold it up right in front of you so the moon can see it clearly. This is what I want to create. This is what I'm drawing into my life. This is what I am receiving. And watch the tiny mystical particles coming from the moon to illuminate it. Tiny starlights surrounding what it is that you want. It begins to disintegrate into tiny sparkles of light that comes all around your face, all around your body, all around your feet, all around your hands, and you become that which you desire. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale. Another deep breath. Exhale. And a final deep breath. And you exhale. Your hands rub your eyes. And now it's the dawning of a new day, and you wonder, how long have you been here? What just happened? How long have I been here, you ask yourself? Where are all of my clothes? Where are my shoes? And you get up and realize they've been rearranged. There's a new article of clothing. There's new clothes for you to put on. Were you dreaming all of this, you ask yourself? Was there someone here? But yet you put on the new clothing and it fits just right. For you realize that to obtain what it is that you want to bring in, you have to have a new self-image. So you dress yourself. And how interesting, there's a mirror there for you to stand in front to button your shirt, your blouse, tie your shoes. A comb comes out of thin air as you comb your hair. Everything is there at the snap of a finger, just for you. Because you are that loved, you are that trusted. The light believes in you. Will you believe in yourself? And so you say, yes, I believe in myself. And as you look to the left, a path opens up. And now it's daybreak. And you begin to walk the path. The sun as your guide once again, illuminating your path clearly. You take notice, what is different on the path right now? Just observe. And you come right back to your body right now. Perhaps you feel the chair beneath your bottom. You become aware of your body. And you're aware that you have just concluded a meditation. And so on the count of 5, slowly come back into this world at the count of 5. It is 1. It is 2. 3, starting to feel yourself. 5. 5, 5, 5, coming into 5. Came a little bit quicker than you thought. Opening your eyes. We skipped the number 4 just to keep you on your toes. And so with this, we are going to bring our channel back. We are going to take a little bit of a break, and then we shall return. Thank you.